Thank you very much, David, for that great start, MC and introduction to it. I'd like to start off by saying to you guys, well done for getting up so early and getting here on time. Because I had a bet that we would only have about 40 people here at the beginning, and I would say we're double that. So well done to get here and to find this place, and what an amazing place it is. Thanks very much to Peter and his staff for allowing us to use this amazing space, this learning commons space here in the library. Okay, we're going to keep to time. We're going to start off with a panel discussion, a panel session here, which will run for about an hour. Each of our speakers will be speaking for about 8 to 10 minutes. I'll be introducing you to them in a moment. And the title for this session is Higher Education, Next Generation Virtual and Physical Learning Environments. We're living, I think, in really exciting times in education, but particularly for us in higher education, and particularly in Hong Kong. We've got the curriculum which is changing through the schools and through the universities. We've got a major change happening in September 2012. At Hong Kong U, for example, we're expecting an extra 3,500 students. 3,500 students extra. We're going to have a double cohort. We're building lots of new buildings, we're renovating existing buildings, we're rejigging our learner management systems, we're re-equipping ourselves, and we're refocusing on the importance of teaching and learning. So all of these combined make this a really interesting time, and a time when we really do need to focus on looking at what the physical and the virtual learning environments can do for us to support student learning. So without further ado, I'm going to just open up the Prezi, and then I'll start inviting members across. Hello. Well, this is a better microphone, it makes me sound much deeper. Okay, so the title is Higher Education, Next Generation Virtual and Physical Learning Environments. So the focus of this panel session, we're looking at what new learning environments do we need to support student learning for today and tomorrow. We've got this tremendous opportunity to rethink these important learning environments in our institutions. And some of the basic questions we have to ask ourselves are, do we need to duplicate the existing classrooms that we've had? Do we just need to make more classrooms, more lecture theatres, more library spaces that we've all known? Or do we need to take into account the changes that have been occurring in our student study habits, in the changing curriculum and in the emerging technologies and the changing pedagogical practices which are happening these days? What am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about, for example, let's name a couple of things. Those of you that do not have a mobile phone, please put up your hand. Wow. So we have 2 people here that don't have a mobile phone. You clever 3 people. Wow. Okay. Well, that's pretty... Oh, solo. Okay, well... That's good. That's good. In Hong Kong, we have something like 170% of the population having mobile devices. So I'm assuming that someone is collecting your mobile phone. They probably got about 4 or 5 of these things, yes. So mobility is a key, and increasingly students are kind of moving around with their own mobile technologies. I think it's really interesting that increasingly people are either using laptops or iPads and bringing them onto campus. We're getting better Wi-Fi, we're getting a much more richer environment, and this has an impact on the physical spaces and how we use those physical spaces and what kind of physical spaces we actually need. So this is the challenge for us, and this panel will raise some issues and challenges for next generation virtual and physical learning environments. Now, our speakers today, we've got a selection of key people in the area in Hong Kong. We've got Mr. Peter Sidorko, who's the university librarian here at the Hong Kong U, and he'll be starting off by talking about the amazing things that have been happening and been led by the university library. We've also got Dr. King Sung Yuan, who is head of Educational Technology and Publishing Unit at the Open University in the UK, and they're doing some really interesting and innovative work. So, sorry? Open U Hong Kong. What did I say?
UK.
Oh, that's
You're not moving, are you?
You spilled veins!
I would call that a slight Freudian slip. We're kind of taking over UK. You know, once Hong Kong was colonised by UK, it's actually going to be reversed soon. We're the ones with the money. They're lacking in money. They're asking. We're giving them little donations all the time. So it's a good slip. Then we've got Dr. Ian Doherty, who is the director of the e-learning pedagogical support unit at CETL Hong Kong U. And we have Dr. Josie Setti, who is the Senior Education Development Officer, the Education Development Centre at the Poly U. So we've got these four key speakers, and without further ado, I'm going to invite Mr. Peter Sidorko to start us off.